pulled out a test garlic the other day, and what you want to see is that the cloves are starting to be defined. So you see divots between the cloves, but you don't want this paper to be splitting, or else they'll be too dry and they won't store well. I harvested it a little bit later than I would have wanted to. Normally when you get a couple of dry leaves on the bottom, that's when it's time to harvest it. And this got maybe a couple more than I would have wanted. A lot of homesteaders have a goal of providing for themselves, providing all of their own food or all of their own firewood for heating or things like that. We just had a really great pea harvest. My sons were out here picking peas every day, and we would eat them up as soon as we picked them. So I didn't have any left over for freezing or storing. And sometimes my kids like to eat frozen peas out of the bag as a delicious snack. And when I think about how many pods of peas it would take to go into just one bag of frozen peas, and then when I think about how many bags of frozen peas my kids actually eat in a year, that number is a little bit overwhelming. Man, this is a really good harvest. So a lot of people will let them dry like this and then kind of brush the dirt off and kind of brush the dirt off when they go to use them. But look at that. Charles Dowding says this is a great time to pull off the outer leaves and leave your garlic looking just beautiful. And who am I to argue with Charles Dowding? So I like to take off my outer leaves at this point, and I will cut off the roots after I let it all dry out for a couple of days. So I don't think it would be easy for me to grow a year's supply of sweet peas. 2 years ago in October, on a whim, I went into my pantry and I pulled out 3 heads of garlic. And I had my son tear them apart to divide out all the cloves. And I got the largest cloves out of the group, and I planted them in this same amount of space, about 8 square feet. I just used garlic that I bought from the grocery store, and I put them in the ground in October. That fall, the little cloves sprouted, and the plants popped up out of the ground, and then it snowed on them. And in the spring, they kept growing. Last year, I didn't get my garlic planted until November. So the garlic didn't pop up until the spring. But it grew, and I never did anything to it. I never watered it. And here is my next crop of garlic. Last fall, I looked over the garlic that I had left, and I pulled 3 of the largest heads of garlic, and I split those apart and collected cloves from those to plant. And they say that if you always select your largest heads, that your garlic will get bigger and bigger every year. These are some pretty massive heads of garlic. My house sits on a suburban lot from the 80s. We tend to choose older homes because the lot sizes were just that much bigger. Our current lot size is 0.44 acres. It would be pretty challenging for us to try and grow a year's supply of food on less than half an acre. Especially when one of the reasons that we like a large lot is so that our children can have room to run around and play. So we don't want to use all of our property for growing food. Tonight I made Korean beef for dinner. And as I approached my garlic braid that I completed last summer, to get a few cloves of garlic for dinner tonight, I saw that I have 1 head of garlic left. So although I only grew a 3-week supply of peas this year that we ate as fast as they would grow, and although my 6 broccoli plants and my 6 cabbage plants take up an entire one of my 14 beds, and so I could never grow a year's supply of broccoli or cabbage, it looks like in my less than half an acre, I am actually able to grow a year's supply of garlic.